and reach for your journal and pen. So when it comes to the journal prompts, use what we call stream of consciousness writing, meaning that you're not editing yourself and you're not worried about spelling and you're not worried about, whether or not it sounds, good or right or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. So this is really just heart speak. We're not really thinking so much as we're just letting ourselves purge, or we're letting ourselves just release and write what wants to be written, okay? Go ahead and write down the journal prompt so that you'll have it, and then I'll be quiet for a couple of minutes. If you need more time, you can always pause it and then press play when you're ready for the next journal prompt, okay? How can I rein in, R-E-I-G-N, how can I rein in my energy so that it's not scattered everywhere? How can I rein in my energy so that it's not scattered everywhere? Go ahead and take your time. How can I rein in my energy so it's not scattered everywhere? Where do I feel most efficient? Where do I feel most efficient? Where do I feel most efficient? Where do I have unfinished projects? Or what are my unfinished projects? What are my unfinished projects? Hopefully your list isn't too long, but it could be. No judgment. What are my unfinished projects? Last one for now, and then we're going to move on to more movement and breath. Which ones do I need to release altogether? Which ones do I need to release altogether? And which ones can I refocus on? Which ones do I need to release altogether? And which ones do I need to refocus on? And once you're finished, you can set your journal pen aside, journal and pen aside, and come to either hero's pose or seated just on your bottom on a pillow or blanket, whatever's comfortable. Am I spending too much time playing? Am I spending too much time playing and not enough time feeding and nurturing? Am I spending too much time playing and not enough time feeding and nurturing my biggest goals and dreams? Am I spending too much time playing and not enough time feeding and nurturing my biggest goals and dreams? Gemini energy can be very distracting. Am I spending too much time playing and not enough time feeding and nurturing my biggest goals and dreams? And consider play like just, am I spending too much time being distracted? Am I spending too much time playing and not enough time feeding and nurturing my biggest goals and dreams? Take your time. How can I get back on track? Next question, how can I get back on track? And then last question for now. Am I all work and no play? Am I all work and no play? Sometimes we can be so hyper-focused, Sag energy, hyper-focused on hustling, doing all the things, that we forget about pleasure. Am I all work and no play? Last couple questions. Who do you want to reach out to that you haven't talked to in a while? Now, as we align with the Sun in Gemini, really feeling into our most fiery, purposeful self, Sag energy, who do you want to reach out to that you haven't talked to in a while? Gemini is all about communication, and Sag is about courage. Who do I want to reach out to that I haven't talked to in a while? You got people? Can you make a plan for that to happen? Okay, you might ask yourself, can I make a plan for that to happen? Right away, you might be like, no, I'm not ready. Or maybe it's like, you know what? I can tell that I've grown a lot because just the thought of reaching out to that person isn't so triggering. It doesn't like give me that like pit in my stomach, that like, there's a more openness to the thought of it. You've grown if that's the way that you feel, that you notice that there's a difference in the way that you feel. It's not as triggering, you know? So think about it. Can you make a plan for it to happen? I said a couple more questions, but there's actually a few more. Who in your life, so who in my life drains my energy? Gemini and Sag can be very yes people. Like, I'm gonna say yes to all the things because they've got a lot of energy. You know, Sag energy, Gemini energy, like I said, it's very There's a lot of vitality there. So they could be saying too many yeses. No. Who in my life drains me? Who in my life drains my energy? Be honest. And then next question, can I create boundaries so my power, my time, and energy are not drained by them? Well, can I create boundaries? Well, the answer is yes, you can. So I guess the question would be, what boundaries can I create so my power, time, and energy aren't drained by them? What kind of boundaries can I create so my power, my time, my energy isn't drained by them? And then last question, and this is a very heart chakra question. How can I ramp up my self-love? So you might have identified, where you have leaks in your energy with unfinished projects, with maybe commitments and relationships that aren't serving you. You might have thought of, if you're spending too little time on nurturing your goals and dreams. And then bring it back to you. Okay? How can I spend, or how can I ramp up my self-love? Want more? Become a member today. For $25 a month, you'll receive exclusive content and access to our online library full of classes to take anytime, anywhere.